Press record here. So welcome to the tech overview for launch. You all, I hope you still remember who I am. It was not too long ago that you saw me. My name's Andreas. But sort of a little bit of an overview. We're going to chat a little bit about the technology that's used during the launch program. We're going to go over Zoom. We're also going to go over Canvas, and I'll give you all sort of a little navigation tutorial to see how to access certain things and where things are located, specifically on our Canvas page for launch. And then you also will get a chance to review sort of the calendar events, resources. We'll chat a little bit more about WhatsApp that I love all of you have been on and are connecting on. And then we'll leave some time for you all to ask questions, and hopefully we'll get you those answers below in the chat. So without further ado, okay, so what is Zoom? So obviously we are on Zoom currently. Zoom is a web conferencing tool that WPI uses to host the majority of their virtual events, spaces, and or meetings. So a lot of this is synchronous, and meaning that it happens specifically at a specific place and time. For all of you that haven't joined in on Zoom or used Zoom yet, and maybe you're logging in on some just by following the link, make sure to set up your portal, and I'll show you a little bit about how to do that in just a second. But there's two ways to sort of go about logging into Zoom. There's zoom.com, and you can use your single sign-on, and that is sort of using your WPI credentials. And then you can also download the desktop client and log in through there. A desktop client is like any other web app on your computer. You just download it and are able to log in through that means. So I will show you all now. Let me sort of bounce out of this. I'm going to stop my sharing really quick. Okay. Okay. So I started for everyone a sort of an incognito tab here, just so I can show you the ins and outs of the login process. So when you're on Zoom, once you set up your WPI credentials, you'll have a email and password. And so once you go to zoom.com, you're able to go into the sign in feature right here and click on sign in with SSO. On the domain right here, you type in WPI. And then it brings you back to sort of your typical portal that you use to log into your WPI email. So you would go in there and add your credentials. And then it may ask you to approve the request via your authentication. So some of you might put your phone or put another email or use the Microsoft authentication app. But essentially, once you log in, you'll be brought to this main page right here, right? So you have the ability to edit your name and switch things around, add additional stuff, but you'll be able to basically log in and be on Zoom through here, right? So once you're logged in and you set up your Zoom account, that's all you necessarily have to do, right? So once you're logged in on the Canvas site, all of your Zoom links to join your specific programs are going to be there. So once you log in, all you have to do is click on those specific links and it will take you right to your specific program link and or event or resource. But essentially, that's how you log in. And this is sort of on a browser, so you can go in there and log in online, or you can download the web client as well. So that's a little bit about Zoom for that. Let me push back to our presentation. Okay. So a little bit about Zoom right there. So once you're logged into Zoom on Canvas, like I mentioned, you'll have all of your program links via your program specific Canvas site and or our calendar of events on our launch page, and you'll be able to click right from those and go right in. It's important just to practice signing into Zoom and making sure that that's all set, as it's the main tool that we utilize for the program in regard to the web conferencing features or video features. Next thing, Canvas. Canvas is super important. Like we mentioned before, Canvas is our learning management platform. You're able to sort of go in there, see sort of events and things like that regarding the program. You're able to log into your launch specific Canvas site. So I'll go into more detail about that now. So once you set up your WPI credentials, let me share an incognito window again for you all. All right, can you all see my screen now? Awesome. Yes, we're good, great. So when you log in to Canvas, there's a couple ways that you can do this, right? So I will take you to sort of the SharePoint section right now. So you will type in, actually, so you will type in, I believe it is, they switched it up on us, right, Ryan? It's now Instructure or wpi.instructure.com, right?
Yes.
So when you're logging in, right, so you'll say, going back to, I have a WPI email address, you'll be able to click the email address. And when you sign in, it's very similar to Zoom. You're going to be signing in using your WPI credentials. You will also approve for another time using multi-factor authentication. And sort of what will happen is you will be introduced to this main screen page right here. So any course that you're going to be involved in, obviously through Launch, and that's your program specific course, as well as this Launch virtual Canvas page, are going to pop up here under published courses for you, right? So when you're in Canvas, sort of navigating it, your dashboard is sort of your main area. That's where you go to access any course that you're involved in. Right here, you'll sort of see some events or things that are going to be coming up that you're going to be able to view. And then there's a couple different features here, right? So you'll have your inbox feature, which sometimes professors and or we will send emails that will come up through this inbox feature. You will also have a calendar tab feature right here. That calendar will bring up the launch specific calendar, and you'll be able to see sort of all the things going on for launch, as well as your classes. And then also there's a courses feature as well. So once you click courses, you'll see one course for launch, which is our program specific one, and then you'll see the one that's dedicated to your program. And so once you click on the launch course, that sort of brings you to our main page. This is a teacher view, so yours is probably not going to look like this. So I'm actually going to switch to student view so you see what you're going to see when you log in. So when you're on student view, sort of, you'll see here, right? The things that are coming up during launch will pop up here under to do. Announcements is a big feature that we're going to be using. So I will be posting some events that are going to be happening throughout the week, as well as any important updates on the announcements features. And those are going to come in real time for you to access. So it's really important that you pay attention to that announcement features. You'll get a real-time alert, but it's always great to go back and see if you missed anything. But that's a feature that we use specifically for sharing out updates. So as you continue moving down, discussions, pages, and files, not really important for you in respect to this program, right? The modules tab is probably one of the most important things. So the modules tab is where we're going to host all of our resources or it's sort of an area dump for all of the content that we share with students. So you'll be able to see sort of an overview of Canvas and go through an orientation on your own time if you're interested. You'll be able to see some other virtual tips and resources from our IT department, including a fun little scavenger hunt on getting set up if you haven't gotten your WPI email account set up for some reason already. And then you'll also get sort of an in-depth review of Zoom as well. So logging into Zoom for the first time, getting started with Zoom, scheduling meetings, but that's not going to be a feature that is really important to you. But it also links to the Zoom Support Center, which allows you all to sort of look at troubleshooting articles if you're running into any issues on Zoom, and be able to troubleshoot those. We've also added some fun stuff. So for those of you that are on laptops and would like to sort of experience the cool WPI backgrounds that we have available to you, there are images in there that you can download and use as if your computer offers green screen capabilities, or you have a green screen at home that you want to sort of test out for launch, you're able to access these and download these. And then as we scroll down into the modules tab, sort of you'll see more information about WPI in general that might be interesting to you. And then also a couple of other resources that will be interesting to you to access later on in time. So think of modules as sort of our one-stop shop for any resources or anything that we would like to share. All the recordings for orientation will be available on the modules tab. So you'll be able to go back in there and then access the information that we went over in orientation today in the modules tab. So that's going to be actually available to you later on today. So if you ever wanted to go back and see what was chat about today, you're able to do that or share that with your parents and family. So essentially that's a little bit about that. So I want to talk a little bit more about our home page, which is probably one of our most important pages. So on the home page, it really sort of goes over some of the key pieces that make up our launch program, right? So on this Canvas site, you'll find program links to your specific tracks. You'll find ways to connect with us. So Ryan did mention that the WhatsApp link is located on there. You can access it through there. You can access our Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn pages as well. We're active on those social platforms. So if you'd like to connect with us, please follow us. Sometimes we're nice and we give a follow for a follow. And we also actually do highlight a lot of the program resources that we have on our social medias, as well as promote some of the programs and some of the fun things that you're doing within your programs on our social channels. So if you want to get a nice highlight or a nice share out, please follow us and connect with us on social media. The other big piece is the calendar of events in the resource hub. So make sure that you access those. The resource hub was the modules hub that I really just showed you. And then the calendar of events is the other most important piece. So if you click on the calendar feature right here, you'll be able to see sort of in green all the things that pertain to launch, right? So you'll be able to, for example, welcome and orientations happening here. You'll be able to click on this link. It will bring you right to the specific event. You'll be able to go over any additional information will be located in the details section. Your morning and afternoon programs are located in there. So if you're wondering, I don't remember a link or I don't know where to go to join, your one-stop shop is this page, right? So please make sure to look at the calendar of events and see that. So for those of you that might be interested in joining a program, right, you have the ability to find the registration link, learn a little bit more about that program, and hop in that way. So this calendar of events piece is really important because it's sort of your one-stop shop for the social events that we have throughout Frontiers. So the majority of our events have a registration link connected to it. So that's how students are able to join the program. So please make sure to take some time, go through these events, and register for the program of interest. But that's how really you're going to be joining the events, and then you'll get a specific link from Zoom to join. So it's really important that you take some time. For those of you that are interested in and maybe doing Minecraft or doing the Bob Ross paint night. I don't know if you all are Bob Ross fans, but some of our OPAs are, and they're excited about hosting one of those events for you. All of that information is located on Canvas for you to access in real time. So when in doubt, please be sure. So I'm going to leave student view because that happens when I'm in student view. Make sure you access your dashboard and look at the information that is available to you on there. So I'm going to share back up this screen. All right, and so some of you might have seen this on our virtual events and campus calendar. We have a variety of different events leading up to our closing reception at the end of the week. Some of you have been joining our WhatsApp channels, which is awesome, and I've already been interacting on there. But what I want to do right now is sort of leave some time for the people or the folks that make the magic happen throughout this week introduce themselves. So I have 5 staff that are going to be hosting events throughout launch that are actually on this call. And so I do want to call on them just to say hello to you all. You all won't be able to see them, but you'll be able to hear them. And they can do a quick little introduction and share out a little bit about what they're excited about for launch. So Cindy, I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna allow you to talk and feel free to sort of introduce yourself, share with folks what your major is, and then something you look forward to in regards to launch.
Hi everyone, my name is Cindy. I'm a double major in computer science and data science here at WPI with a minor in history. I'm going to be one of your OPAs. I'm really excited. I'm going to be running the online escape room event tomorrow, so I can't wait to meet you all in person, or on Zoom rather, but I'm excited.
Awesome, thank you. And so we also have Ellie on here. Ellie is another OPA. So Ellie, feel free to say hello and introduce.
Hi everyone. Thanks Andreas. Hi everyone. My name is Ellie Tumaini, but I go by Ellie as Andreas just said. I am from Kilimanjaro, Tanzania, and I'm a rising sophomore here at WPI chemical engineering major. But I'm also interested in the BSMS program in business management. And I'm really excited to meet you all virtually and tell you more about WPI and run events with you all. We've been really enjoying working with high school students, and it has been a pleasure always. So kids are always awesome. We're happy to have you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Ellie. Awesome. And so we also have Chloe here on the call. Chloe, do you want to say hello and introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name's Chloe. I'm a sophomore majoring in bioinformatics and computational biology, along with getting my license in high school biology to teach. And I am currently planning on running the Bob Ross program. I'm very excited. We actually did it for Frontiers, which is like the higher level, I guess, 11th and 12th grade. It's a lot of fun. It was terrible to see how bad my painting was, but I'm very excited to see what it's like this time. And I hope you're all interested.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chloe. And we also have Emily Baker here on a call. Emily, do you want to say hello?
Hello, friends. I'm going to be a rising senior at WPI. I'm studying mathematical sciences with a minor in economics. And I'm super excited. I'm going to be helping run the questions for college kids. So I'm excited to hear what you guys are thinking about for college, what questions you have, what it's like living at college, what the food is like. So looking forward to answering those questions.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Emily. And then we also have Jay here. Hold on, I'm gonna allow Jay to. Jay, do you want to say hello and introduce yourself?
Hello. Hello. My name is Jay. I don't know what my Wi-Fi is doing. I'm a rising sophomore majoring in robotics and mechanical engineering, minoring in Spanish, and I'm running the Questions for College Kids with Emily. Super excited to meet you all.
Thanks so much, Jay. Awesome. And so those are some of our online program assistants. They're super excited. You're going to meet some more folks throughout the week. But those are some folks that were able to hop on today's call and say hi and sort of get to share out a little bit about themselves. They look forward to connecting with you all throughout the week and are super excited about the virtual events that are in store. I hope you are as well. So moving forward, a little bit about WhatsApp, right? So we chatted a little bit about that. A lot of you that were curious about the WhatsApp group are able to scan the code here as well. If you haven't been able to scan that already, I am also going to add in the chat below the link to join the WhatsApp group. If you haven't had the capabilities of scanning the code and joining it that way, you can also join in through that link in the chat feature as well. But our purpose for having WhatsApp is really for a chance for you all to get to connect with each other and build community, but also get real-time updates about any events that we have hosted, any program updates, as well as a chance for you all to connect with one another, to go over sort of the same similar interests and things that bring you all together and make you excited to be a part of launch. So we're super excited to connect with you all. Like Ryan did said, let's keep this chat pretty nice and pretty clean, right? We're consistently monitoring the chat and are aware of things that go on. So as long as we keep it PG and pretty nice for one another, we are good. But that's also an opportunity for you all to connect with one another and share out sort of the same similar things that you're interested in. So if you haven't already, drop a message in the chat that maybe introduce yourself, share what program track you're in, what you're looking forward to launch, and then some of the things that you're interested in, and see if you get to connect with some other folks if you haven't done so already. And for those of you that do need to download WhatsApp, you're able to download it on your specific app store. So if it's iOS, you can use the App Store, a Google Store, or the Android Store for those that don't have an iOS device or use a different device. And then also if you do go I will share the link in just a second. WhatsApp has a desktop client that is available for folks, and you are able to download that on either your desktop as well. So I will share that with you in just a second. So it's at whatsapp.com/download, and then usually it pops up with your specific software or computer that you're using at that time. So just make sure to look at it through there. But if you have any issues downloading the software or joining the chat, just feel free to let us know. And so I know I went over a lot of stuff in a fairly quickly time. So I do want to leave the floor for you all to ask any questions you might have regarding any of the information that we went over. So do folks have, let me pull up the chat feature. All right, for those of you that maybe not have a Windows, have a updated Windows account, are you able to download it on a mobile device or a tablet? Not yet. That's okay. If you want to try downloading it later on today. You don't have to do it right away. At any point in time between now and tomorrow, if you want to download it and then just jump in right there, then you are more than welcome to do so and hop in through there.
Andreas, we have a question here. So will the events and programs also be posted on other channels like email and Canvas?
So the events are already posted on Canvas, so you can access all the events on the Canvas site already under the calendar of events. And so that's that tab feature that on the left-hand side that I shared with you all. You'll also be able to, you'll also receive announcements every day that highlight sort of what events are going to be happening today. And so you'll be getting those through Canvas. We also tend to share WhatsApp messages to folks in the launch community chat about the program, what's happening, how to join, things like that. So you will be getting those two, you'll be using Canvas and WhatsApp for those two primary communication styles. So make sure to check either the WhatsApp group or your Canvas site for additional details.
So I have a few software questions here. So Eli or Ellie, so for Photoshop and Illustrator, which is for digital imaging, you don't need to pay for these software because you can access it using your WPI email address. And so if it's asking you to pay or you're having an error message, just email our office and we'll have IT get back to you today to help you. Just so our email address is pop@wpi.edu. And just let us know what the error message is saying or what the screen looks like. You can always send us a screenshot and we'll have IT get back to you. So for Tanya, you're downloading Autodesk. So you sent us an email. We will get back to you today. IT is going to be assisting us today from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? So they'll be available in about an hour and a half. So they'll get back to you either by calling you or replying to your email. So we'll get back to you today so that you're all set. And then Sophia, you asked, what is the Windows app called? So I think Andreas was referencing WhatsApp. Mm-hmm. Is that correct, Andreas?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so that's WhatsApp.
Is there a different application that you're referring to, Sophia? Feel free to add that in the chat below.
Awesome. So Christopher, so you asked about Maya for IMGD. Oh, okay. You got a response. So you're all set. Beautiful. Oh, no, he said you haven't. Okay. So email pop, P-O-P @wpi.edu and let us know that you're trying to download Maya and what the error message is, and we'll get back to you. Rachel, the staff member who works in IT, she will be available starting at 2 p.m. So she will reply to your email. So just let us know and we'll connect you with Rachel and she'll help you later on today. Awesome. So any other questions, folks, whether it's your WPI email, Canvas, software, anything of that nature?
Really quick, for those of you that might not have Windows 8 and you're trying to download WhatsApp and you're waiting to maybe download it on your mobile device, there's also is an ability to join on the web. So if you go to web.whatsapp.com, you are able to join in using the code or the link through there. So I just dropped a link in the chat. So hopefully that will be able to solve as a quick fix. But if you have any additional questions on logging in for WhatsApp, please let us know. I also really quick forgot to mention this in regards to the Canvas tutorial. So there also are apps for you to download on your mobile devices for Canvas. It is called Canvas Student. I would suggest downloading that mobile app so you can get notifications in real time on your phone as well. It's super helpful, and it's a great opportunity for you to sort of see live updates in real time if you're not logged into your computer.
So someone asked how many courses will be available. So what exactly is that regarding? I mean, if that's talking about Canvas, there should be 2 courses available. One is your academic course, and the other is just Launch Virtual, which will have all of the social events that Andreas was talking about.
Any other questions folks have about Zoom, Canvas?
There's some questions. So for IMGD, you're using Maya and ZBrush. For ECE, that's multisim. So Veron, if you're for IMGD, I just sent you the information in the other question you asked in the Q&A with the 2 links to Maya and ZBrush.
Yeah, so Ryan, there's actually an important question here about morning and afternoon class sessions and Zoom meeting links. So do you want to share a little bit more about the link itself?
Yeah, so for launch, we did not want to have too many students in one course, right? So we don't want to have one class with like 30 students because that's so many virtual. So what we did is we have half-day sessions. So when you registered, you signed up for a morning or an afternoon. So if you are in a morning session, all of your sessions are from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's 3 hours a day for 5 days. And if you sign up for an afternoon session, then all of your coursework is in the afternoon from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's 3 hours a day only in the afternoons. So you're either going to the morning or afternoon, depending on what you registered for. The links are the same. So honor system here, and faculty are taking attendance, so they will know what session you're supposed to be in and when you're going. The links are the same. So for instance, if you are registered for Apps for Good, the same link is given to everyone in the class. But if you are signed up for the morning session, you only go to the morning. If you're signed up for the afternoon, you only go in the afternoon. Okay, will Zoom meetings be recorded if you can't make it? So Donnie, if you cannot make it, email Pop and we could try to work with the professor for you to attend the other session. As far as them being recorded, some portions may be recorded, but not all of it. And so the reason for that is if the professor is doing a demonstration or explaining content or doing something that may be recorded, but if there is group discussion or group projects or anything where students are participating, then that's not recorded. So you can email our office. If you have a conflict one of the days, we could work with the professor where perhaps you could attend the other session that you're not signed up for. Okay, so it seems like there is a lot of questions about IMGD software. So I'm going to put the information in the chat that we have here. So let's see. So someone is asking if there is homework. So there is no homework. So this is meant to be an exploratory program. So we really want you to explore and not have the pressure of quizzes or exams or homework. But what I will say is that some professors will give you additional work. So if you wanted to explore the topic further, then you can do that. If it's not posted on the Canvas site, then you can ask the professor for more work. And he or she will be happy to provide that information for you. But there's no homework or quizzes. So for IMGD folks, I just put it in the chat. So there's, it says this was copied and pasted from the email that should have been sent to you. I can follow up on that. So it says 3, download Maya, and then 4, download ZBrush. So you can follow those instructions. Oh, did I not send that to everyone? Let me see. I think it only went to someone that I was chatting about. Okay, so now.
I did see another question come in regarding whether your specific programs use Zoom or Google Meets. They're actually not using Google, so we're using Zoom.
Yeah, so what I will say is one of the professors, they just sent out, so I know that IMGD, the professor, Sherry just sent me an email. They have a Google account set up with documents on Google Drive. So I didn't know about that. So that's why we didn't cover that piece here. But follow the professor's emails, the instructions that they have. So they shared a link to Google Drive. And then also just to mention ECE, I know the professor is also using a website. So that website information should also be on Canvas, that you can go from Canvas to that website as well. So Eleanor, you didn't get the email. So yes, email pop@wpi.edu, and we will get that to you. The email was only sent recently. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I think I answered the questions in the chat feature. I'm gonna go to the Q&A now. So ECE, Alex, you're looking for the, okay, so we have some folks here looking for software pieces. So physics, there are only household supplies that you need to gather, and that was in the welcome letter that you should have received. So that's that piece. IMGD, I just put the instructions in the chat, and I will get the instructions for ECE and put them in the chat as well. ECE is multi-sim, so there's only one software that you're using that you can download. Folks are asking about Apps for Good. Apps for Good is using programs that are web-based, so you don't need to download anything on your computer. So you're all set with that. You don't have to do that piece. Okay, so for ECE, I'm putting this in the chat right now. It's multi-sim. There's 2 different links. And so one is if you are a, oh, that's it. So one is if you are a PC user, and then the other is if you are a Mac user. Okay. So if you're all set and you have your email set up and you have Canvas set up and software, if it's applicable to your class, then you can go ahead and log off. You are all set. We're happy that you joined us today. For robotics folks, there is a meet and greet at 1 o'clock for professors to touch base about software and all of that with you. So let me, but for other folks that still have questions, please stay on, and Andreas and I are happy to answer all of those questions for you. Let me just enter here. Okay, so ECE information I just sent. Okay, so Veron, yeah, so ECE is multi-sim, and IMGD is ZBrush and Maya. So that's why you got both of those. Okay. Okay, so those questions are all answered. Let me look in the chat. Celia, okay, so you attempted that and nothing worked. So I'm gonna have you email pop@wpi.edu. So you've been with us before. So your email address, we can check on that. You've already used it before, so I think at some point it was disabled, and now IT had re-enabled it, so you can use it again. It's the same email address. So email pop, and we'll follow up with IT today and get this resolved for you. And Noah, oh, sorry, Andreas, one more. Noah, you asked about resources required for physics. So physics, there's no software. It's only household materials for lab work, for experiments. So those supplies were emailed to you from your professor yesterday through Canvas. So when you log into Canvas, if you go in your inbox, you should be able to see that email from your professor, but it was also sent to your WPI email address. So we have a question here from Paul. Can Maya and ZBrush be used on a laptop, or should you use your iPad? So it can definitely be used on a laptop. If you don't have a laptop and you're trying to use it on your iPad, email Pop, and I will have Rachel get back to you from IT, because I am not a IT expert. So I think this question came up before with a Chromebook, and I think she could possibly help you if you don't have a laptop. But Rachel is the expert on that, so she can answer your question. So just email pop@wpi.edu, and I will get you in touch with her. Tanya, you're saying that WPI does not show up on the college list. So I'm not sure if you can go back, if you would click the back button on that, but it gives you the option of a college or a high school or a secondary email. So I assume if WPI is not showing up, well, first you could look at Worcester Polytech Institute. It's probably spelled out. If it's not showing up, then I assume that you clicked high school or secondary, and so you would want to change that to college. But if you're still having an issue, then send it to Pop, and I'll have Rachel get back to you later on today. Oh, Tanya, not there. Okay. Yeah, so make sure that you clicked college and not secondary or high school. That may be the issue there. So Bash, you asked if you have to sign up for Canvas. So you don't have to sign up. If you have a WPI email account, then you can just log in. So you have to first set up your email address, and then you can log in. And to log in, you would go to canvas.wpi.edu. Okay, I just did a lot of talking. I feel like now I'm out of breath. Go ahead, Andreas.
For those of you that are hanging around or waiting for the Launch Robotics meet and greet, it's all the new link is located on the orientation schedule, but I will also add it in the chat here below in case you're waiting for that. And you can use that link because it is on a separate call from this one. You're able to use that link and hop on to that meet and greet.
Okay, so Varan, so can you send me an email with that error message, and I'm gonna have Rachel get back to you. Oh, Varan, okay. So Varan, I'm gonna send you a letter that you can upload for that verification. I think it may take about 20 minutes for them to verify that you are enrolled in a WPI program. Varan, can you just send me your email address and I'll send you that letter right now? Awesome, thanks.